Okay, so I want to know a little bit about my work, what I do. I told you earlier I stalk people for a living. That's a very informal way, but what I really do is I investigate people, right? Um, I work with a consultancy. I don't know if you guys know what a consultancy is, but basically, long story short, I have a client who has some needs, right? And I have some people who know how to get those needs done, right? So what my company does is my company gets my client and my guy who knows the stuff about the client, right, to meet together. What I do before that call happens, because it's usually a telephone call or it's like an event, like we meet like this, there is a round table, right? What I do is I investigate them, right? It's Google searching, basically, at the end of the day. But it's also a little bit of attention to detail, right? Um, I want all of us to do sort of a small exercise, right? Can everyone do this? Right? Everyone's got this, right? All right, now just keep your eyes on me, right? Put this on your chin. Where's your chin? There you go. Exactly, right? So that's what I do, right? Everyone's dumb basically in this room. None of you are getting a job in my company, especially you guys. I need behind the camera. Alright, so that's what basically, right? It's attention to detail. It's very small thing, right? Put it on your chin and everyone goes here because you kept your eyes on me. But I took this specific example because I'm going to talk a little bit about how God has been very influential in my life, right? Now, trust me when I say this, guys. I work in the corporate sector, and people who work in the corporate sector would know that there's a lot of money in there, right? And with a lot of money comes a lot of opportunity to sin. Money in itself, right, is not bad, but greed is something which is bad, right? And again, trust me when I say I work in a place called Gurgaon. Now, if you haven't been to Gurgaon, it's crazy, right? It's like party central before like COVID hit, right? So I remember, like Asuma was saying earlier, right? When I joined my work, right? Um, I was fascinated by it. Absolutely. I studied in Amet University. For those of you who don't know, that's party central but college level. Okay. So I went from party central college level to party central work. Uh, but this time, what I had was I had money, had the opportunity to do whatever I wanted with it. There was no more, and Dad, can I have 10 bucks? It was not like that. I had my bank account. I could do whatever I wanted with it. Right? Um, if anything you guys want to take away from what I want to tell you about my career specifically, apart from don't this is your chin. Apart from that, something that I want you guys to understand is eventually you will all get into some sort of job, right? I'm speaking to the ones who don't have a job. So know this, that with attention, right? Like I just showed you, if this is your attention and someone tells you to put it on your chin and you keep an eye on this person, like you'll imitate that person, right? That was bad in this case because you guys got fooled. But if you imitate Christ, that's not bad, right? Always, a piece of advice that I want to give you guys is keep your eyes on Christ. Because when you guys eventually get into the workforce, there will be so many things which will do this. And they say, put it on your chin, basically. But you won't do it because you're focusing on the wrong thing. But if you focus on God, right, in this entire time, it's actually going to get you to the place where you want to get to. Trust me, I've been working for like, well, I started off as an intern in another company, quite nearby, right? But then I went into this company. I've been working for like 6 years now, I think. Wow, 6 years. So in 6 years, I've made my fair share of mistakes. But I realized every time that I've made a mistake, whenever I turn my attention back to God, right, it's led me back to the right path. It's a very simple truth. Nothing too hard to think about, nothing too hard to ponder. How many of us have sinned here, right? We all have, right? How many of us have fallen short of the glory of God? All of us have. No one can safely say that. Oh, I'm okay. No one is. Point is, do we go back to God, right? And today, that's what I want to what I want to leave you guys with, kind of. As you think about your careers eventually, right? Some of you guys are just starting out, right? Some of us are already there, long time. So think about this and think where your compass test. You know, who are you imitating? Are you imitating money? Are you imitating your friends at your workplace? Are you imitating anything which is bad, right? Or are you imitating God? And imitating God, so simple. The word of God, that's it. Are you doing a quiet time? 10 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the morning, are you spending time with God? Only then will you be able to imitate Him, right? So, it's my small little insight.
That was nice. Practical application for life. Any questions about his work career? I have a few practical questions. Like, what did you study to get into this job?
Uh, Don't fail, okay? I did my I suck at math. I used to suck at math so bad. So I
Louder for those guys.
sucked at math. You suck at math? Good. Okay, so I was pretty bad in math. My parents. Okay, I'm from South India. I'm from Kerala, more specifically, for those of you who don't know. In Kerala, you become a doctor or a lawyer, then you decide what to do in life next, right? So I couldn't be either. I wasn't very good at math. I did my political science honors, right? And then from political, there is a political science honors. Wow, I did political science in high school. Then I went on to do my bachelor's in business administration from Amity University. My job actually has nothing to do with what I do, but in the sense that it's research basically, right? So that's what I essentially do.
Any practical questions? Because if you're looking for a career, I mean, is there a career? I mean, what's your
Yeah,
prospect for the future?
for sure. So I work in specifically I work in something called compliance. Compliance is, as the name says, if the person who's working with us has to be compliant. There are certain rules that need to be followed when the person is working with our company because it's a consultancy. So I can give you a good example with the alleged people actually. You guys are doctors, right? Eventually going to be doctors, right? You all can be consultants, right? You can be consultants. You can start your own practice. You can actually consult with us. If you have a criminal history, though, I will catch all of you. That's what we basically do, right? So things like that is what we make sure doesn't happen. So anyone can work with us on a consulting basis, or if you're asking specifically from my job, if you're good at research, it's something that can interest me. Also, we have opinions. So
Any practical questions? So,
I help you in stocking further.
okay, so we'll hopefully people online have some questions later, so we can talk about that later. So thank you so much. That's very interesting, and it's good to know that the careers have hope.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of jobs these days. Seriously, that's very important. And it's a big line, right? There are a lot of companies like this which do these things,
Sure.
and it's very important. Right?
Yeah. If you miss something, like that's why I did the practical example. Most times people forget what is right in front of them. If they're focusing on the wrong thing, so sometimes it's right in front of us and we miss something and comes back to bite us because it's pretty big thing.
Very interesting. Thank you so much. That was very important, very good for us to know. And like I said, there's not only medicine and engineering, and life has got so many career options. And for example, one of my friends, he was a doctor, but he is now working for he worked for some time with instrument manufacturing company. So just travel and sell medical equipment. And he did MBBS. Oh, sorry, business. He did business after that, business management after that. And now he's gone back and working with he's teaching in a medical college. So he didn't need to be stuck with one job. He can do so many things. Because I think ultimately it's a collection of good habits and good manners, and practical skills that you have, which you can jump over and do everything. So, example, I have some cousins who are running hospitals. They're managers. They're directors of hospitals. They're not doctors, but they can do that kind of thing. So, even if you're in the medical field, doesn't mean you're doctors, right? You can be a technician, you can be manager, you can be a clerk, you can be anything. So, a lot of options. So, encourage all the young people to not lose hope. You'll always find some place that you fit, and you'll be successful and productive in that space.